Essential productivity hacks for solopreneurs. Hi, I'm Lucy Griffiths and I'm a solopreneur. I've been running an online business by myself for almost 10 years now. And there's one or two things that I've picked up along the way that might help you too. The first thing to say is to stack your habits. And what I mean by this is really James Clear with Atomic Habits, his methodology of stacking those things that you do. So for example, I'm a single parent, I take my son to school and I go for a run straight afterwards. So I literally drop him at school, go for a run. And the reason that I do that is that if I try to go for a run later in the day and I'd say, oh, I'll do that after I finish my work, it just doesn't happen. So by stacking one habit, going to school, on top of another habit, then it means that I get it done. And in the same way, I do other things like that. So I'll literally on my run, I will stop, find a quiet spot. I have a couple of quiet spots. I live in the countryside and I'll do a meditation. So again, I've stacked my habit by doing my meditation. So I've kind of done things for me. And then when I get back home, I sort of allow myself half an hour of faffing around, sorting the dishwasher, all of that stuff that we have to do to run a household. But then I allow myself 4 hours where it's like, right, focus time to get it done. And in that 4 hours, I tend to try and just be as really productive as possible. So I know that I've just got that window. And by having that deadline that I have to go and pick up my son from school, that makes me stay focused. So I'm on track and I do things. I also flip around my day. So I go to bed when my son goes to bed. So I try and be in bed by about 8:30 at night. So it means that I wake up early in the morning. So I'll often wake up at about 4:30, 5 a.m. And so it means that I've got some quiet time before my son wakes up. And that often means I'll do some meditation. So I'll listen to a Gabrielle Bernstein meditation and I will write in my journal. So it's free writing and I'll write in my journal and that takes me about 15 minutes. And then I just allow myself some creative time to figure out what I need to do for the day and also just to think through about a social media post for LinkedIn and whatever else I have on that I need to do. So it may be that I'm in a creative space and I'm writing an email for that day or scheduling emails ahead. It may be that I'm brainstorming content because I'm filming videos just like now. It may be that I'm phoning a friend. So I just allow myself that creative space. I phone my friends who live in Australia, so it's different time zones, so I can ring them. So you have to decide what works for you, but I try and set up that morning routine so I'm at my optimum and most productive. Otherwise, I was finding at the end of the day, I was kind of watching TV and not really doing very much. And I was missing that golden hour when I'm actually much, much more productive. And then in the middle of the day, I have the time for client calls and I might be doing workshops or training in my membership. And so I can really then balance out my day so I'm much more productive in a way that works for me. I touched on this just before, but one of the key things I think that really helps me stay focused is meditation. And I can't stress this enough how wonderful it is. Because if I am feeling a bit meh, then I will do a meditation and just that 10-minute meditation will perk me up and make me feel more focused. So it's a really great way to stay on track and just to really get clear about what you want. The other thing with meditations and connecting internally with channeling my inner voice, whatever you want to call it, that spirit within you, is that I make better business decisions. Now, I make better decisions because I'm listening to the voice within rather than doing the should, rather than doing things because I think that I should do this, that somebody else wants me to do this. I'm listening to my own inner voice. And that voice invariably makes much, much better business decisions, even though I'm acting from kind of a soul level rather than it being like, oh, I should do this thing. I should be more on a social media platform or whatever it is, those shoulds that you feel obliged to do and you don't really want to do. Another big one is energy, okay? And that tied into that is what you eat. I find that if I have a heavy lunch, kind of carby lunch, I fall asleep in the afternoons. So I try to have something that's light. I really follow a lot of like fasting methodology. So I'll eat in a kind of smaller window. So I tend to try and eat in a sort of 6-7 hour window. And that means that I'll have, you know, a lighter lunch, and I'll have some smoothies, and then I'll have a bigger, I'll have something bigger when my son comes home from school, and I eat early. And so I find that I'm actually much more focused because I'm not eating and I'm not feeling sluggish and falling asleep. Eat that frog. You've heard the phrase from Brian Tracy. Well, the reality is that if you get the stuff done that you don't want to do, so do the stuff you find boring or whatever it is first, then you get it done, and then you've got the stuff you can enjoy. So I will, when I've got my early morning window, if I need to do something, and so once a month, for example, I will go through and really analyze my bank accounts and what is being spent within the business, and I'll forensically go through what is each expenditure, what it is, and who it's from, money in, money out. And I don't particularly enjoy doing it. I love it when I've done it, but it's one of those things that I am not an accountant, I am not a spreadsheet person, it doesn't come naturally to me. But doing it, I am on track of what's going on in the business, and I love having that knowledge, but at the same time, I feel really proud of myself for doing it afterwards. So eat that frog, whatever it is that you dread or you feel like, oh God, whether it's, you know, writing that sales email, just get it done. Pomodoro window, 45-minute window. If you start, the brain is resistant for 45 minutes, okay? So the first couple of 10 minutes, the brain is going to be resistant. Say to yourself, I'm going to do this for 20 minutes and then stop. And then you're going to get in the flow and you will get it done. And conversely with that, if you were procrastinating, use that same methodology. So keep going and just say to yourself, I am going to nail this. I'm going to get it done. I'm just going to do it for 20 minutes. The 20 minutes will fly and you can say, okay, I'll stop there. Or you say, I love this, I'm going to carry on. Either way, you've stopped yourself procrastinating and you've become aware of that procrastination, whether it's scrolling on Instagram or doing the washing up, whatever it may be that is your kind of excuse to not do it, it means you get it done. Batch your content. So I'm here batching my content. I have a day where I get my hair blow dry because I'm rubbish at that stuff, and I film content. So I'll film videos for Instagram, for YouTube, and I'll get it done. And it means that I'm creating a consistent flow of content. And so by batching it, by planning that content and batching what I'm creating in that day, it means I'm much more effective. And it means that I can create a great deal of content in that day that lasts me for a good month or so. And so it means that it's much easier for me then to have a schedule of emails that go out. And even in the summer holidays when I'm away, I'm traveling, I will have consistent flow of content because I've batched my content. So really, it is such a worthwhile thing to do, particularly when you're trying to juggle it all. Another new and big one is ChatGPT. So this is a new kid on the block, but it's really helpful, not because you're going to just use it to write your content, but it's really helpful for ideas. It's really helpful to make you think, oh, here's a topic, give me 10 ideas on that topic. So it means that you can batch your content much more easily. It also is useful when you're filming a video and you think, I'm having a brain funk. You can use ChatGPT to help you, to give you prompts. You could also use it for things like workbooks. I had to create a new workbook on a particular topic and I was definitely procrastinating on it. So I used ChatGPT. It gave me an outline. I didn't particularly like it, but it got me started. It got me over that procrastination hurdle and started me on that schedule of creating content. And that's the key thing, that once you get going, you're in flow, but you have to find ways to motivate yourself, because when you're a solopreneur, you don't have other people to say, oh, come on, you can do this. You've got to motivate yourself. And if you're not feeling motivated, it can be really demoralizing, but use the tools that are going to help you to propel you forward. I hope you like this video. I share lots of tips and strategies about being a solopreneur and how you can maximize your business. I'd love you to stick around. Please click on the link below, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, bye, bye.